Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dissect corporate filings. Today we are diving into a report that's got a little bit of everything: a loan, some shares, and a warrant. It's almost like they're running a fire sale. We're looking at a filing from March 10, 2025 from NKGen Biotech, a company focused on natural killer cell therapies. Essentially, they're trying to use the body's own immune system to fight diseases. The big news here is that they've just secured a new loan. NKGen Biotech needed some cash, so they got into a deal with Alpinebrook Capital. It's called a convertible loan agreement, meaning it could turn into company stock later. The total loan could be up to $5 million. Think of it as a line of credit where they can borrow money as they need it. They are getting $1 million right away, and the rest comes later, but the details of when exactly is still being figured out. Now, this loan isn't free. They are going to have to pay interest. The interest rate is 12% per year. That's the cost of borrowing this money. The loan agreement also says that if NKGen Biotech creates or buys any new companies while this loan is active, those new companies will also have to guarantee the loan. This means they also promise to pay it back if NKGen can't. Also, the company must use the money only to pay back debts with East West Bank. To make it official, NKGen Biotech issued a convertible promissory note to Alpinebrook Capital. It's basically an IOU that can turn into stock. This note has a few important dates. The actual end date of this note depends on a few things. First, it ends 1 year after NKGen gets the full $5 million. Second, Alpinebrook can give notice that they want to stop the loan. In that case, it ends 1 year after that notice. Third, if NKGen messes up the loan agreement, Alpinebrook can demand the money back early. Finally, both sides can just agree on a date. Here's where it gets interesting. Alpinebrook Capital has the option to convert the amount owed into shares of NKGen Biotech stock. They can turn their loan into company stock at $0.25 per share, so they could become part owners of NKGen Biotech. Because Alpinebrook Capital is giving NKGen Biotech this loan, they are getting some extra goodies. First, they got 333,333 shares of common stock right away. Think of these as thank you shares. They also received a warrant to buy another 333,333 shares. A warrant is like an option. It gives them the right to buy the shares at a set price. If NKGen Biotech borrows more money later, Alpinebrook gets even more shares and warrants. This warrant lasts for 5 years, and they can buy the shares for $0.25 each. So what does all of this mean? NKGen Biotech needed money and got it, but at a cost. They're paying a high interest rate, and they've given away shares and warrants. This dilutes the value of existing shares as there are more shares available. Alpinebrook Capital is betting that NKGen Biotech will do well. If the company does, they can make a lot of money by converting the loan into stock and exercising the warrants. Looking at NKGen Biotech's situation, it seems like they were in a position where they needed cash quickly, and this was the best option available to them. The high interest rate and giving away shares is not ideal, but it might be what they had to do to keep the company moving forward. The big risk here is that NKGen Biotech doesn't perform well. If their therapies don't work or they can't get them approved, they could have trouble paying back the loan. That could lead to even more shares being issued, further diluting the value for everyone else. On the other hand, if NKGen Biotech's therapies are successful, this loan could be a great deal for both sides. The company gets the money they need, and Alpinebrook Capital makes a lot of money on their investment. Overall, this loan agreement is a mixed bag. It provides NKGen Biotech with needed capital, but it also comes with significant risks and costs. Whether it's a good deal in the long run depends on how well the company performs. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this corporate decoder, please subscribe, like, and comment.